drill. Our three officials here tonight. We are all set for action from East Lansing. And Michigan State has it to begin this matchup. Purdue has dominated the series of late. 5 straight wins, 8 of the last 9. Richardson, a couple games ago, the big one against Oregon, the explosion. But he's been consistently in double figures over the last couple of weeks.
This Purdue defense just got bludgeoned by Wisconsin, especially in that painted area. 20 of 22 from the field. And right on cue, that ball reverses. You get a late switch, and Zapawa's out there hanging on rims.
Purdue gave up 94 points at home, the most allowed at Mackey Arena since January 30th of 2013 when Indiana hung 97 on them. Kaufman-Wren has been a man on a mission, 30 points in the loss on Saturday, averaging nearly 20 per game. Gets into the paint to that shoulder, but he missed it.
Shoot around today, Michigan State, Tom Izzo and their staff adamant. Trey Kaufman-Wren cannot get to that left shoulder. We'll see just how hard does Michigan State shade it.
A little bit of almost a matchup zone. They're really playing off of this shooting Michigan State lineup, which is not very strong from the outside, below 30% on the season. Worst three-point shooting team in the Big Ten. Zapawa got free again. First came over on the help, knocked it away. Kohler late clock stripped.
C.J. Cox, and now a run out.
The leak out to Smith for the deuce.
And that's what Purdue did not get against Wisconsin. Only forced 3 turnovers, only 5 points off those turnovers forced. You look at over the course of this Big Ten season, Purdue is averaging 18 points off those forced turnovers. Good for first in the league.
Matt Painter was asked, what's been the difference the last couple of games defensively? He said exactly that. Not forcing turnovers. You just get easy buckets out in transition, allows you to set your own defense. Felt like they hadn't done a good enough job of remaining aggressive. Drive and kick, open look in the corner, and Richardson sticks it.
That's going to be there for Michigan State. Certainly with the way that Purdue wants to load up with their help. That baseline drive, if you're driving there, it's not for you, it's for the skip pass.
Jase Richardson, 3 straight games in double figures, averaging 10.3 on the season. Shooting 38% from 3, back pass inside. Finds the hands of Kaufman-Wren, and then the cutting first, rejected, but a foul. Zapawa gummed him up top, and he's going to pick it up inside.
It's that it's going to take to score in that painted area around the rim. Both sides of the floor. These teams understand what's at stake.
Robbie, you played big games in this building. This crowd came ready.
No, there's not going to be many places in college basketball that will rock like the Breslin Center.
Safe to say the student section is bringing the boom for this free throw.
Caleb first, so stay hungry.
That was one big doom. Just get it across, some light pressure from Cox.
C.J. Cox going to want to jam with Jeremy Fears to take away Michigan State on the break. But we saw Illinois really sag off Fears. You want to make him shoot shots from the perimeter.
Akins, always an X factor, leading scorer of this team at 13.2, and while he hasn't been explosive offensively, Tom Izzo's really liked what he's done defensively. That was to 2 different Spartans. Zapawa ends up with it, and then that shot clock violation. They didn't recognize how much time was remaining. Really come on strong, one of the hottest teams in the country, now 20-5 overall. With Michigan leading the way, Michigan State has 2 cracks at their rival down the stretch in the remaining games, so it's very much there for the taking for the Spartans.
Michigan State going to be aggressive with these hard hedges, trying to take Braden Smith away and pick and roll.
First with 10 on the clock, Smith will fling. Can't hit, rebound to the outside, Smith claims. Second chance for Purdue, bounce inside, First patient for 2.
A good shot fake there by Caleb First. Get Kohler off balance, you go up strong with that shot. The first 50-50 play of the ball game goes the way of Purdue.
Fears at the controls, 5 apiece. Teams have really been playing off of Fears. Just so smart with the basketball as Cooper's in the game and immediately turns it over. An important aspect of a game against the Spartans. Holloman is in the game and replaces Fears as that one knocked away and into the hands of Kohler. Up ahead, Cooper running the floor, contact, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Just talk about it all the time. First 5 minutes of a game, you can get punched in the face with the tempo that Michigan State wants to play at.
Akins out, Carr in. Michigan State 6th in the country in fast break points, nearly 17 per game. More than 20% of their points come there. And they certainly get to the free throw line a whole lot as well. The most in the Big Ten. In fact, they get to the free throw line 6 times more per game than their opponents. 1-point lead early on, and we've already seen the depth of the Spartans. A lot of changes from Tom Izzo, just rotating through and keeping guys fresh. Smith, pocket pass. That's a tough push. Kaufman-Renn too strong. Second chance again. Purdue on the offensive glass. Kaufman-Renn against Cooper. Spin. And somehow gets it to go.
That is a varsity level finish there from Trey Kaufman-Renn. There he shows you the counter. Michigan State wants to make him go back to that right shoulder. Still using the right hand, but it's good to see it if you're a Purdue fan. Kaufman-Renn going the other direction.
Holloman inside. Kohler found a soft spot.
Purdue is loading up so heavily from the weak side of the floor that right now there's just passes over the top for those Michigan State bigs.
Quick pace to this game in the early going. Purdue already with 4 second chance points. They won't need any here. Braden Smith, that's his moment.
He's just a mid-range killer right there. And he gets to that fadeaway jumper. It's just so comfortable for him.
He can basically put it on the board. Coming off a game in which he went 2 for 10 from the floor. The offense overall for Purdue was excellent, but Smith just a little bit off from what we had seen in previous games.
Thing is, the assists have been there, though. Double-digit assists in 2 of the last 3. Boy, look at that.
The cleanup man!
You don't block him out, you will be on a poster because that dude is flying in there. I think Cohen Carr has done a fabulous job this season of recognizing what are his strengths and how does he play to those.
Smith, bounce it. Kaufman-Renn wants the clear out against Cooper.
See Cooper really cheating that left shoulder.
Oh, dream shake, and he's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line when we return with overstate how important Kaufman-Renn has been to this team.
Well, he leads the conference in usage rates. So, I mean, that ball is going inside at short rolls. And even early in this game, how often did Purdue throw the ball inside and just allow him to create?
Michigan State leading in points in the paint 12-8. Fidler sticks a pair to make it a 3-point ball game.
That puts a lot on the plate of Braden Smith to create out a pick and roll here, make plays for himself and other people.
We'll see what Will Berg can provide, the sophomore from Sweden. Big body at 7'2", 260. Sets a good screen there. First open on the outside, back to Smith. 12 to shoot. Fidler steps up. Smith attacks. Double comes. Cox, 6 on the clock. It's going to have to be Smith. A logo 3. Too strong.
You can just see that Michigan State's picking with Caleb First and Will Berg. You've got Rover help guys. And it's not like they're going to make you pay for it from 3.
Fears back out there with Akins, Richardson, Fidler, and Zapawa. 7 minutes to play in this first half. Fears directing traffic. Screen from Zapawa. Fears, kick, knocked out of bounds by First.
Caleb First doing a nice job there of playing the roller, but also being willing to get back out to Fidler there. That easily could have been an intercepted pass.
Dangerous one from Fears, who's got a 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, 3rd in the conference in assists per game at 6.
And right now, Noah, for both teams, there are guys that don't shoot great percentages from 3 that you can help off of.
Fears had to get that off. It did draw iron. Second chance now with the Zapawa rebound. Fears thought about it. Leave it, swing it. Fidler, jab. Who's going to be the one to step up and create some offense for Michigan State right now in this lineup? Fidler will try, can't succeed.
A really poor possession there from the movement standpoint from the Spartans.
Good transition run, but nice recovery defensively by the Spartans. Braden Smith, 3 for 6 start, 6 points and 3 assists already. Purdue has been held scoreless for the last 2.5 minutes, and then a touch foul on the outside for Michigan State. Cohen Carr, Carson Cooper, C squared and C squared, both back on the floor.
And Fletcher Lawyer, no points, only 1 shot for a guy that in 4 games has played really well against Michigan State in his career.
Kaufman-Renn pushes it short.
It's a shot that he makes at a high clip, 57% on those little runners on the year.
He's just been a little bit off in this first half so far.
Both teams a little disjointed here, settling in.
No points for either team in nearly 3 minutes. Kohler post touch, swing it, Richardson, extra, Fears, 3-ball. Rebound inside to Cooper. Kohler, 23 points last game. Richardson, too strong, long rebound to Smith. Crowd wanted a foul on the hold. 5.5 to play in the first. Kaufman-Renn, tough catch, extra. Like some contact, no whistle came.
Michigan State doing a nice job on some of these hard hedges of not giving up easy passing angles to Kaufman-Renn. They're really making Braden Smith work for it.
Smith will step into it. Splash!
Right as I say that, Carson Cooper trips Jeremy Fears on the pick and roll defense. But they haven't given those easy passing lanes. How many times this year, Noah, have we seen where Braden Smith, that pocket pass is just killing teams?
He also just finds and invents angles that we've probably never seen before. Purdue now up to 50% on the game and 3 for 8 from downtown. Michigan State is the best three-point defense in the Big Ten. Richardson is fouled. Smith trailing him is going to pick it up.
From an assist standpoint, last 3 games, 32 assists to just 4 turnovers. The shooting has been a little bit up and down, but he's been one of the best the best point guard in college basketball.
Take a look at this last possession. Kaufman-Renn physical in there. Remember, he's playing with 2 personal fouls.
Just holding Jackson Kohler right there. Kaufman-Renn incredibly fortunate, but he's got to also understand, you know, you got to block out, but you're not doing stuff like that.
That was what the crowd reacted to, expecting that TKR would pick up his 3rd. Instead, he sticks at 2. Richardson has a pair, 24-20. Michigan State has not found a field goal in the last 4:07 of game time. Purdue with a chance to re-extend the lead. Kaufman-Renn against Cooper. This has been a matchup he's abused already in this game. Back him down, Kaufman-Renn, too physical.
You can see why he leads the conference and the country in points in the paint. I mean, it's just, you know what he's doing, and he still gets to it. But also just the ability to get to what he wants. He changes speeds. He's really good with his footwork. But yeah, Tom Izzo, he wants him going to that right shoulder.
Richardson on the outside, swinging for Cooper. Kohler has a mismatch with Smith.
Couldn't get to him.
10 to shoot. Richardson, cross on Berg, gets in the paint, hangs, can't finish, but a foul is called before the follow, and Richardson will get 2 more free throws. He's made sure to let me know that Jase Richardson is the son of Jase Richardson, the Spartan legend.
I didn't realize that.
I believe that Jase Richardson is in the building tonight.
He is.
Fresh from All-Star Weekend back in the Bay Area.
Is there actually people that don't know that Jase is his son?
Good question. I have no idea.
I was going to say, yeah, I'm aware.
But Matt let me know, Locked On Spartans, so I just needed to make sure that I passed the message along.
Thank you.
Under 4 to play in this first half. Smith circling around, lost the basketball. Holloman, perfect defense. Already 3 turnovers from Smith. Carr, Euro, and foul.
But this is not a team in the Spartans that needs any help in getting out and running. You turn the ball over. Good luck slowing these guys down.
Carr has provided a nice boost off the bench. Michigan State now 9 for 11 from the free throw line. Carr with 4 points, that offensive rebound in 9 minutes of action. 2-point ball game. Lawyer has been held scoreless, just 1 shot attempt and a foul on the outside. It's going to be Cooper. Smith will inbound. It is hard to believe that Fletcher Lawyer's only taken 1 shot, and perfect off-ball defense. Lob it up. Oh! A chance for Michigan State to pull out in front. Holloman lobs up. Run to take a 2-point lead. . 8 Smith splits the double. Lost it. This place ready to erupt. It's Kohler. So is feeling the effects of this one. And now the Spartans looking to close out the half on this high note.
It's too bad Cohen Carr couldn't be in the NBA dunk contest. He was levitating on that play.
Lawyer. Can they get him open? Smith, ball fake. Bounce it. Kaufman-Renn. And they're going to call the foul. So Carr will sit. Zapawa as well. Fidler and Akins on the floor with Holloman, Kohler, and Richardson. First. Second shot attempt. First hit for Fletcher Lawyer.
This is a guy that shot 61% from 3 in 4 games against Michigan State. They bring him off screens. Helps a little bit late there. Fletcher Lawyer with a big response.
He had 15 points on Saturday. He's really seen his offense and his scoring inch a little bit closer to what we expected out of him through the season the last couple of weeks. Approaching 90 seconds to play in the first half. Richardson calls for the screen. Cross, drive, leave it, knocked away. Harris got a hand on it, 3 to shoot. Richardson has to fling. Oh yeah! Richardson up to 10 points. 4th straight game in double figures.
Trey Holloman is guarding Braden Smith out here.
You just don't see Smith get flustered like we've seen in this first half. Kaufman-Renn can't finish.
And the help from Fidler coming over to contest. Michigan State is up their level on the defensive side of the basketball.
Timeout call by the Spartans. And again, Matt Painter is just trying to steal some minutes with Kaufman-Renn on the bench as Berg is back out there. Kaufman-Renn's been playing with 2 personal fouls. Fears at the controls for the Spartans. Leave it for Richardson. Jab, drive into the paint. Over a triple team, well short. Kohler kept it alive, but Smith comes away with it. Numbers of Purdue hurries. Lawyer thought about it.
Good
Berg
pass.
all alone.
Get the good help, though. Michigan State going to that Spain action. Purdue just switching all of it. Dribble drive to the floor. You got the help defense coming over. You do the job on the glass. And what a pass from Fletcher Lawyer. Everybody's running at him. Will Berg doing a nice job running the floor.
Jase Richardson came up a little gingerly. Looked like his right ankle potentially after that last play. But the shot clock turned off. Final possession for Michigan State if they want it. Harris steps up on Fears. Screen comes from Kohler. Fears, 3 seconds left. Akins, attack mode, lost it, got it back, floats it short, and that's how this first half is going to come to a close. So Michigan State took a 4-point lead on a blitz, but Purdue with the final bucket of the half.
Lawyer has had success in his career against Michigan State. Certainly the family ties with his brother playing here. But in 4 games, 11 points a game, 50 from the field, 61 from 3. Wouldn't be surprised to see Matt Painter dial something up for him to get him going.
Purdue will have the basketball to start this second half. Kaufman-Renn played through the 2 fouls, had to sit a little bit more than we're accustomed to seeing. Here's the double for Michigan State. Outside for Cox, drive, kick, Kaufman-Renn, 9 to shoot, lost the ball. Another turnover. Richardson.
The spacing for Purdue, not great on that possession there.
Trying to get it in for Zapawa against First, and then he's held by First. It'll be his second. Plays it carefully through the next couple of minutes here. Akins driving kick. Fears no hesitation.
You can see Braden Smith really helping off Jeremy Fears there to stop the ball. Jaden Akins was curling in. Smith there on the help.
And I know you've talked about this, but even if Fears isn't going to make it at a high clip, you still have to keep the defense honest in your willingness to shoot.
No question. The ultimate disrespect there, and a lot of times guys want to go out there and prove it, and that can at times hurt you even more.
Leak out. Richardson ahead of the pack.
That's the one thing. You take a 3 from the corner, you've got to have some of your guards getting back. And Purdue in a game against Michigan State traditionally will have 2 and even 3 safeties, but there's no one home. Spartans doing a great job of looking up the floor.
Screen from Smith. He'll pop out, and Kaufman-Renn will go one-on-one with Zapawa. Double from Kohler. Over the top for Lawyer. Inside First. 8 on the shot clock. Back down, spin, short.
A lot to like there for Michigan State. First of all, you handle that big guard pick and roll, and then you also in the post doing your job. That skip pass has got a ton of air underneath it. Michigan State locking in on defense.
Richardson directing traffic. Kohler's been fairly quiet on the offensive end after the loud game on Saturday. Fierce. Kohler's open. He'll let it fly. Knocks it down.
His ears were burning. He heard you.
Largest lead for the Spartans. Kaufman-Renn bounce. First kick. Smith with 10 to shoot. Fears in his stance. Smith on the attack. Leave it. No man's land. Richardson. Spin.
Jeez. One mixtape here.
Lob it up. Zappala! A chance for three. And now up to 8 points with a chance for one more. Give them 9 on the night. Michigan State 10 for 12 at the free throw line. And the Breslin Center crowd is all the way into this second half. Heidi. Bullseye.
They're just not guarding it. Michigan State was daring Cam Heidi to shoot that. 2 of his last 14 from 3. That's one that Purdue had to have.
Just puts an end to some of the bleeding on the 8 straight points to start this second half. Akins, step away, Jay. Kohler kept it alive. But secured by Kaufman-Renn.
2 on you for Jaden Akins. That ball's got to move, whether it's to the roll man or to somebody on the weak side.
Pocket pass. Kaufman-Renn is hacked. 3.
No question about that. Well, it's also, remember in high school when the varsity plays the JV, and it's like the JV's playing with 7 guys out there. At times, that's kind of felt the way that Michigan State's guarded Purdue.
Battle for keeping pace. First place in the Big Ten. And there are chicken McNuggets that are on the line with a miss from Kaufman-Renn. They can taste it.
The letdown of those is just...
It's like a dagger to the heart.
Every arena you go to, it's the same reaction. Devastation.
They'll get some more McFree throws. Akins back the other way. Zapawa set the screen. Long 2. Pure.
Got the matchup he liked there with Trey Kaufman-Renn. And remember, Jaden Akins went on that 8-0 run by himself in the Illinois game. And it gave him that winning margin. He's definitely capable.
Back pass. Zapawa got to it first. And then out of bounds. It's going to stay with Purdue. Kaufman-Renn. Nice ovation for Zapawa as he went to the bench. Cooper and Fidler back in the game. Holloman as well. Lawyer thought about the deep 3. Instead he'll drive, and he gets the foul on Akins.
Akins definitely clipping that arm, but
so Purdue trying to narrow the gap a little bit at the free throw line. 6 attempts for the Boilermakers, 12 for the Spartans. Fletcher Lawyer shooting the ball over 45% from 3 on the season. Back-to-back years as an all Big Ten honorable mention. He's been right on that cusp of another all-conference type year at nearly 14 points per game, and they could use a massive second half from him. So Lawyer up to 5, 9 points for Smith and Kaufman-Renn. Where will Purdue get their offense, and can Michigan State continue this superb shooting? 4 of their last 5 from the floor. Carr inside Cooper. Kaufman-Renn steps up. Holloman on the outside. 8 to shoot. Doubled in the corner. Holloman ripped through inside Fidler. Over a double. Rejected.
Good job by Heidi there, going vertical and blocking that shot. Fidler made a way to find himself, make himself available to the passer. But Purdue's help defense coming over and doing the job.
Right now, Fletcher Lawyer and Braden Smith are leading Purdue in rebounding. Lawyer with 4, Smith with 3 boards.
Got the whole side here.
Kaufman-Renn going to work. There's the help. Around it goes. Cox an open look. Rebound. Heidi is going to be called for the foul.
At the half, they cut that lead down, and to finish that one off, Illinois took a lot of threes, but Michigan State was a big part of getting those stops.
Both of these coaches, and really every coach in the country, and certainly in the Big Ten, have talked about kills. 3 straight possessions, getting a stop defensively. That's what allows you to go on runs, especially on the road. That's what Michigan State found. And Tom Izzo was honest that Illinois missed some shots that they generally make. Got lucky, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And right on cue, Carson Cooper on the fade.
That thing's going nowhere. And if you're Purdue, I think a Carson Cooper fadeaway jumper is probably pretty high on the list of shots that you want to see.
8-point ball game. Purdue, 48% from the floor, just 5 of 13 from downtown, 6 of 8 from the line. Kaufman-Renn, that's a strong take.
I love that action that Purdue runs. They spread the floor, they flash Kaufman-Renn to the high post, and this just gets your game on there. Winning that one-on-one battle against Carson Cooper.
Holloman, Fidler, Cooper, Carr, and Richardson, the 5 for Izzo. Cox, Smith, Heidi, Lawyer, and Kaufman-Renn, the 5 for Painter. With 10 on the shot clock, it's Holloman. Michigan State shooting 63% from the floor in this second half. Swing it. Fidler's 3. It's good! His first 3 since January 19th extends the Michigan State lead to 9.
Some unlikely sources of offense starting to show themselves, and Michigan State shooting 40% from 3.
Intercepted. Fidler running with Carr. Will take it himself. Fidler, ferocious off the bench. Found money for the Spartans in the scoring column.
Purdue's not helping their cause here. I said it earlier, Michigan State doesn't need help getting out and running. These turnovers igniting Michigan State's fast break game.
Lawyer knocked away. Fidler again. Carr filling the lane. Get out of the way. Largest lead for the Spartans tonight. Smith. Oh, that's ridiculous.
Fidler's coming over. You got the primary defender right there. That's the basket that Purdue just desperately needed here.
Fidler nearly traveled with it. 12 and a half to play. Michigan State shooting 56% from the floor. Lob it. Cooper!
Purdue has lost their composure here with some of these turnovers and then just elementary level breakdowns in the weak side pick and roll help.
We saw that a ton down the stretch against Illinois. The lobs to Cooper to essentially end the game. Michigan State up to 75% from the floor in this second half. Kaufman-Renn through the contact and a chance for 3.
At the rim for Carson Cooper.
12:08 to play. Michigan State has 8 dunks in this game with 12 minutes remaining.
I believe it. And Purdue has certainly opened the door and the floodgates for some of these transition looks that they've gotten.
Kohler, leave it. Fears picked up by Kaufman-Renn. Kohler's got the mismatch with Heidi. Trying to clear the area. Carr does. Double there. Colvin means there's an open man. Fidler, pump, drive, foul. Heidi.
Side for Purdue, Braden Smith with 11, Trey Kaufman-Renn with 14, but nobody else with more than 5, and that player happens to be Fletcher Lawyer. And it feels like a little bit that Purdue is fortunate to only be down 10 with the way this game has gone.
And still, of course, plenty of time left. If Purdue can just find some rhythm. It's been a choppy game for the Boilermakers. Drive and kick, swing, Richardson out of the timeout with 5 on the shot clock. Has to force, may have been blocked. Inside Kohler.
You have a great defensive possession. Your help comes over, you contain the bounce, you force a tough shot, but at times that can be Michigan State's best offense. Just get it up there, around the rim, on the rim, and let a guy like Jackson Kohler go there and do the dirty work.
Smith finds the open man. It's Heidi, but a whistle before the shot.
Boy, what a break for Michigan State. Cam Heidi sees one go down. I think they're going to take a look potentially to see if that foul was called while Heidi was in the act of shooting.
Which would count the bucket and get them the free throw. So they will go to the monitor as Fidler picks up his first.
The foul occurred before the shooting motion, so it'd be out of bounds, Purdue.
So Hall and Hauser both sitting in that area. We did see Tyson Walker also at shoot-around today. I know Steven Izzo was in town, gotten to fill in for his dad. There's Tyson. Obviously saw Jase Richardson in the building as well.
Paul Davis is sitting behind us.
Yeah. It's a who's who at Breslin Center so far. Kaufman Wren kick. Can Heidi do it again? This time he hesitated.
Just made one, eh?
Instead it's Smith.
That's always a good option. Braden Smith locked and loaded.
Shooting 39% from 3. 14 points now for Smith, which is a good sign because when he's in double figures, this team is 16-4. They're 3-3 when he scores less than 10. Booker, too strong. Heidi's there for the board.
Nice play. You get the initial turn down by Akins, then you just flare in for Booker. They got him a good look, and that's a guy that started to shoot a little bit better over these last 3 games.
Smith has it as a yo-yo, and the foul is going to go against Booker. It'll be his first.
Braden Smith is, and let me know if you can think of anybody, but I just don't recall point guards throwing high to low bounce passes. I can't think of anybody else that has done that the way that he does.
I think Chris Paul would be the only guy I could think of that's done it to some degree, but it's just not the same level of volume that we see from
him. He does it all the time.
Colvin in and out. Kaufman Wren tracking it down.
But Heidi makes that play by being physical and going to the glass.
And now he hits the 3. Cam Heidi starting to feel it.
Confidence is such a funny thing. You make one, you see the ball go through the basket, and all of a sudden you can become a different player because Cam Heidi has a lot of ability.
Back-to-back triples make this a 6-point game. Fears is fouled. Jakari Harris was trailing the play, and that's his second personal.
Well, Heidi just going to the glass. You bring Xavier Booker with him. Trey Kaufman-Wren makes the play, and then the skip pass. Booker's late getting out. Cam Heidi giving Purdue a massive lift here in the second half.
And Booker promptly replaced on the floor along with Richardson. So Fears, Kohler, and Fears' pass knocked away. He'll recover it himself. Holloman, Fidler, and Akins the 5 for Sparty. Under 10 to play. Holloman, bounce it. Kohler, knocked away. Fidler was there, taken away. Turnover.
What activity there by Braden Smith. He comes on that weak side. He's behind the play, but still gets a hand on it for the Big Ten's leading steal guy.
Drive kick swing. Relocate Smith. Back to Colvin. Pump. And a reload. Half the shot clock on, and this crowd rejoices in elite team defense. Smith nearly turned it over again, and he does. Fears got on the deck. Kohler gets to the basketball.
Oh, what a play by Kohler.
Fears looking to run. Fidler inside for 2.
Jeremy Fears slow played that. He knew he had Frankie Fidler running that right side. He's looking around, but he knew that's where the ball was going to go.
And how about Fidler with 9 points off the bench in 12 minutes?
He played well in the Indiana game. I thought he was Michigan State's best option against that 2-3 zone.
Heidi, too strong. Long rebound. Kaufman-Wren tracks it down again. Tried to just kind of shove it off of Kohler, but it does end up fortuitously back with Smith. Thought about it. A tangle, no whistle between those two with Fears and Smith. He'll force. Air ball. Matt Painter wanted the foul. Holloman just barrels over and a blocking foul on Colvin.
And Braden Smith kind of gets tripped up, and then he trips Jeremy Fears. Smith then lets it go. It's an air ball. Michigan State looking to run, and that's a play where Miles Colvin, you have to let Trey Holloman land.
If he's one step back,
yeah,
and
then it's fine.
He comes and sets it.
Yes.
Instead, Michigan State balling for the first time today. In fact, the first time in 2 games, Braden Smith is going to head to the bench.
He's playing a heavy load of minutes for Purdue right now.
Holloman off a series of screens. Whip it, corner, Akins. Missed everything.
Close. Jaden Akins, it's just the catch and shoot opportunities that he's had. He has not been able to make them this year.
For a guy who really did shoot it effectively last year, he's below 30% from 3 on the season. Tom Izzo has been pleased with his defensive effort, but just has felt like he's missed something on the offensive end. Kaufman-Wren is tripped by Zapawa. And that's number 3 on Shimon Zapawa. 64% on the season. Rasheed Wallace wouldn't be happy.
The ball has lied.
The ball finally lied. I didn't know it was possible.
No, who knew? I thought Sheed was on to something there.
Yeah.
Rasheed Wallace, when he became an assistant coach for Detroit, was talking more trash than the players was.
I mean,
it was like he could not turn it off.
No, but you have to stay to your brand.
No, I know, but you can't be an assistant coach and just talking to the players like that. Well, how long did he last there doing it? Not very long.
Meanwhile, Colvin just got hit on a screen, and he is down. He got hit in the face, writhing in pain with 7:45 to play. And so we'll see if the officials decide to go to the monitor and take a look. Colvin's still down and struggling.
Usually anytime there's contact to that face or head area, they're probably going to take a look at this.
Coleman struggling. We'll see if
We're
we can
looking
get
at a
another
potential
look.
flagrant foul.
Thank you, Earl. See where this occurred. And it's Apawa.
Gets him right with that shoulder. And you could make an argument that he is not set. I mean, that's a moving screen, but I don't think it's a flagrant foul. And you can't go to the monitor and say, well, we missed the call. It can only be upgraded to a flagrant.
And now with a little bit of this extended break in the action with Colvin going to the bench, Smith with a little bit of extra juice, and we'll see if he can find that second wind in this final 7:45. Holloman, Zapawa, Fidler, Richardson, and Carr, the 5 for Michigan State. Holloman off the screen. Leave it for Fidler. On the outside with 10. And a reload now with Holloman. Off the screen. Double comes. One-on-one with Heidi now. In the paint. Has to float it up. Contact! Put it through! A chance for 3, and Heidi is down. Awkward landing for Heidi as he's holding his left ankle.
A brutal stretch here for Purdue. Good to see Cam Heidi up here and walking this one off. But what looked like was going to be a wild shot by Trey Holloman. You know, Purdue had done their job, but Heidi, he just takes him out, doesn't let him land. That's a play where if I'm Cam Heidi, I'm thinking, I just have to contest this shot, and whatever happens, if he makes it, fine. You can't foul him on a shot like that, and Trey Holloman now an opportunity for 3.
Brian Dorsey's trying to make sure that Heidi is okay as he reties the shoe. He did not look great.
No, he did not. I don't know why the crowd's booing. This gives Trey Holloman a chance to catch his breath. You know, as a shooter, you want to have guys tie their shoes. You see guys sometimes untie their own shoes to catch their breath.
Michigan State now 11 of 13 at the line. Both teams in the bonus the rest of the way. Purdue has been held without a field goal over the last 3 minutes. Braden Smith, you just don't see this often. 6 turnovers here tonight.
Michigan State has done a great job, and Trey Holloman individually has certainly played his tail off on this end.
Lawyer, pump, drive, float, doesn't get it to go. Dangerous. Lawyer does avoid some major collision with Carr, who's now open and with a running lane. Set it back up with Holloman. Lawyer switches out to him. 15 to shoot. Holloman now with 5 points and 6 assists. Leave it for Carr. Knocked away. Good hands by Lawyer. Smith in transition, lob it inside. And there's Heidi, maybe a little bit hampered by the ankle.
With that ankle there.
Lawyer, kick, Smith fires. Got it, a 3.
But Braden Smith doing his work off the ball there, relocating. Trey Holloman gets caught ball watching. Smith's getting to that wing. Purdue finding him. It's a big shot for Braden Smith.
17 points. He's played 33 minutes. He and Kaufman-Renn have combined for 33 of the 55 Purdue points. Zapawa staying in there. Carr drives inside. Fidler. Points in this second half for Frankie Fidler.
This is back-to-back games where Purdue has just gotten carved in the paint. Michigan State with 34 points in the paint tonight.
Heidi passed it up, drives on Fidler, floats it up, missed it all. First to set the check-in next dead ball for Purdue. Akins and Fears for Michigan State. 5.5 to play. Spartans looking to go to 12-3 in conference play. Zapawa on the outside, hand it Richardson. Fending off on Braden Smith. Now 8 on the shot clock for Fidler. Holloman's gonna have to make some magic again. Double cross on the drive and the float. Rebound up for grabs. Zapawa hands on it. And then it's gonna be called a jump ball, staying with Michigan State. These two teams can finish on a high note. We saw the way Michigan State really took the momentum at the end of the first half, took a 2-point lead into the half, and then carried that to begin the second half, shooting the ball 56% from the floor on the evening.
It's been the points in the paint and the fast break points. I mean, that's been the difference in this game. And certainly keys for Purdue to slow those things down, but they just haven't been able to do it.
Fears looking for Kohler, tough catch, surrounded in the paint, 2 on the shot clock, and he couldn't get it to Cooper in time. Kaufman-Wren has been laboring to a certain degree, just looks a little gassed on the floor. Here he is with the basketball. Can he put on that Superman cape again? Lawyer behind his back. Just perfect defense from Akins. 10 to shoot. Tough one from Cox. No foul. Out of bounds.
That was a fatigue shot. And that's just C.J. Cox thinking, man, there is nowhere to go. I'm just going to shoot it.
Well, you see the points in the paint difference being one of the main differences in the game. 16 more for the Spartans, and yet despite all of these stats, the 8 dunks, the 8 layups, the fast break points, it's still only a 6-point game with 3:40 left.
Purdue is hanging in there. Look at the box score. It's a little bit hard to figure, but this team certainly has a ton of championship DNA, and it's a little bit shown here on the road. Not their best, but they are hanging around.
Cooper, leave it for Akins. Holloman. Gonna get past Smith. Hook it inside. Cooper's fouled by First.
Now, Caleb First, it's the right idea.
A Michigan State team that gets to the free throw line normally 20+ times per game. Liking the versatility that Heidi provides. We'll see if the ankle's still an issue. An empty trip for Carson Cooper.
This lineup for Purdue is going to have to rebound like crazy because they are incredibly small with Kaufman-Wren, their biggest on the floor.
Lawyer off the screen, bounce it, Kaufman-Wren. Nearly walked. Oh, what a finish, up and under.
How about the full extension there to just go right underneath Jackson Kohler.
Michigan State over 3 minutes scoreless, and it's allowed Purdue to climb back to within 4. Lob it up, Cooper slam it home.
That's Fletcher Lawyer's help right there. He's guarding Jaden Akins. Akins hasn't shot it great, but certainly has a reputation that he can make them. But if you're not in the paint, getting a tag, it's going to be tearing the rim off for Michigan State.
6-point ball game. Lawyer, quiet, scoring the basketball, trying to get it inside. Kaufman-Wren fighting through the contact. That is absurd.
Oh my God, he is so strong down there. Didn't take a dribble, just powered his way right up through 2 defenders.
13th 20-point game of the season. He's got 22 tonight. Akins, baseline drive. Kaufman-Wren came on the help, it didn't matter. Akins hangs and hits for 2 more.
It feels like Michigan State is trying to get Fletcher Lawyer in that low man position. Now he's got to close out. Jaden Akins blowing by and finding one at the basket.
2 minutes remaining. And a screen going the other way. Heidi steps up and picks up his 4th. Right, hit directly on that knee area as well. Either way, Michigan State looking to capitalize. Holloman around for Akins. Went to Cooper late against Illinois. Will they look to do the same, attacking the rim again? They'll come to set the screen on Holloman. Looking to turn the corner. Holloman on Kaufman-Wren for 2.
He's made some tough buckets around the rim, in the mid-range tonight, but the biggest thing that he's done has been on this end of the floor. Trey Holloman has come to play.
3 straight makes by Michigan State to extend it to 8. Smith, swing, Lawyer, back to Smith, corner 3, short. Oh, what a rebound by Heidi. They're going to call it the other way. Heidi just fouled out. again at 6'9" for Michigan State. Kaufman-Renn at 6'9" for Purdue. 1 out of 2 for Akins. 1:05 to play in a 9-point game. It's Smith. Harris, 3-ball, off. Some pressure from Cox. Holloman gets right past him. Double team, step through.
Good job of stepping through that trap by Holloman.
Richardson will bleed this clock down. Richardson, love it!
Oh boy.
There is no feat this man can't reach. Climbs the mountain and puts a period on this win for the Spartans. Foul called. 10th dunk. And Michigan State is going to close it out in style at home.
With some real resiliency. Michigan State, man, that there was some heavy criticism after that IU game. And they have responded the way they've guarded tonight. I mean, Purdue is one of the elite offensive teams in the country. And Michigan State has held them to 61, kept Braden Smith pretty much in check, especially with the turnovers. And they've cut the water off on everybody else besides he and Trey Kaufman-Renn.
The dunk from Carr gives them 10. Michigan State is going to improve to 9-0 when he's been in double figures. Kaufman-Renn will add 2 more. Matt Painter will call a timeout, and now he's going to have to be careful as he's arguing after the fact with 15.8 remaining. 15.8 remaining. Michigan State got to get it in cleanly, and they do for Akins, trying to get trapped along the sideline and fouled by Harris. The key at 9 and 5, and to your point, they're going to have some real opportunities to continue that. You look at their top wins. They beat Illinois twice. At Ohio State was a great win, but to beat this Purdue team, potentially going on the road to Michigan. They'll also have Michigan here, at Maryland, home for Wisconsin. These are just monumental opportunities to bolster a resume.
So many guys played well for Michigan State tonight. It would be hard to pick the MVP because so many contributed in a big way.
Lawyer's 3 is true. Final bucket of the game as Michigan State will dribble it out. A complete victory for the Spartans. A statement made down the stretch in the Big Ten.